The beauty of a double-sided card is you get that flip effect.
The flip effect? Did you just make that up?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, I'm just going to put it out there. In the digital world that we live in today, are business cards still important?
It's a good question, and I really think they are. You're right, a lot of communication is done digitally, and you could argue that email signatures might be more important. But when you meet someone in person, handing over that beautifully designed business card makes an instant impact and shows that you're professional, established, and ready and willing to work together.
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Rachel.
I'm Matt.
And we're part of Canva Design School.
And in this video, we're going to be taking you through all things business cards, from what goes on them, all the way to printing and sharing them with the world. Well-designed business cards are kept, maybe because they're rarer these days, but when you take the time to craft a beautiful card, people respond by hanging on to it and remember you when they need your services.
Yeah, and I find it can be used as a really great icebreaker too, like at the beginning of a meeting or when you're meeting someone new. It makes it really easy for people to understand who you are and what you do and provide some information about the business you represent.
And it gives them a way to contact you and follow up in the future.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a great segue into what we actually need to put on a business card.
So business cards are often the first exposure a new client or business will have to you and your business. So you need to give them all the information quickly and concisely. Answer these three important questions. Who are you? What do you do? And how can you be contacted? Let me show you in Canva. So you'll need to begin with your name. That needs the hierarchy.
Okay, so before you go any further, what is hierarchy?
So hierarchy basically shows the audience what's most important. As a designer, you can indicate this by having specific items larger, bolder, brighter in colour, so they really grab the attention.
Right, so in the case of a business card, you probably want your name to be bigger?
Yeah, exactly. The person you're meeting needs to know quickly who they're talking to, so it's essential your name is legible. Position your name somewhere prominently on the card.
So I guess the next thing they might need to know about is, what your position is, so they can start to form assumptions about how the meeting is going to go and how important it is.
Yeah, that's right. This is why you get really complex job titles. Let's make me really important. So the title still needs to be clear, but it can be a bit smaller. And I place this next to the name so it forms a natural flow for the reader. So they see my name and they follow quickly into my position.
Right. So in their mind, the two become combined, like related.
Yeah, exactly. Finally, you have the contact details. Now, this is where you decide how you want to be contacted. If you hate talking on the phone, then don't put your phone on there. Put an office number or lead with your email. I love talking on the phone, so I'm going to put that up front.
Yeah, so I guess if you have a physical space or office that you want people to turn up to or send mail to, then we should put an address on the card?
Yeah, that's right. Choose how you want to be contacted and use the order and the hierarchy to communicate that. A common method to achieve hierarchy is to adjust the weight of your type. Perhaps your name is in bold and the title is underneath in the same size, but it's a lighter version of the same typeface. And then we can go a bit smaller for the contact details.
Right, so I have a few questions about the text. So first of all, how small can we go?
Yeah, it's a good question because business cards are pretty small in size already, so sometimes they need to fit a lot of text on them. So you're working in a font size of around about 8 to 10 points. Never smaller than 6 points, and don't go too small. It's not a great look if someone needs to squint or get their glasses out when you hand it to them.
No. So what about fonts then? I imagine typeface choice is quite key as well.
Yeah, overly decorative or display fonts are hard to read on business cards. Depending on the size of the type, you might even find the serif is too hard to read. Script is definitely a no-no. At this size, the characters tend to bleed together a little bit too much. That's why most people go for sans serif or choose the brand's body copy font.
Right, and what colours do we want to make the font?
It depends on your background, but choose a readable colour because of the small font size, you're often going to see business cards with like dark text on a sort of white or pale background or opposite. Go for contrast and then it should be legible.
Right, so you want the recipient of your card to really associate your name with the business you own or work for.
Yeah, like a logo is a great visual replacement for the company's name on a card. It adds a sleek visual element to the business card and breaks up the text elements. If you don't have a logo, you just type the name of the business, but I would try and separate it from your name and position, like give it its own space. And finally, you might want to include some relevant social media handles if that's important to you. A website is a great CTA as well.
So for the people at home, what is a CTA?
Yeah, it's a call to action. It gives the receiver of the card something to do next. If you want them to find out more about your business, they can look at your website or they can follow you on social media.
Right, so is that all of the text?
Yeah, so now we can add in additional signifiers that create a theme or send subliminal messages to the receiver. This could be something simple like a background color or graphic elements and shapes. It could be a photograph, the most basic being a picture of you, which is great for people who are better with faces than names. Or it could be something that sends more of an abstract message.
When you say an abstract message, like what do you mean by that?
This is where visuals are so strong, like they say more than just a word.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a picture tells 1,000 words, right?
Yeah, exactly. The imagery I choose will give clues about who I am and the business I work for. And I want to try not to be too obvious. So like no shaking hands or obvious like kind of stock imagery. People can see that and it just doesn't gel with them. It doesn't feel authentic.
I guess that could be a bit of a conversation starter as well.
Yeah, if it raises a question with the audience's mind, it's like the perfect way to start the discussion. Your business card is a reflection of you. So you need to consider what you would like to convey to the customers, what makes you the right person for the job. What can you do that no one else can? If your service is quite a common one, like how can you make it compelling in a visual way?
Yeah, so how much content do you want to include on your card? Because they are small, so do you want it one-sided or two-sided? Or...
It's a great question. An elegant and simple single-sided card might be sufficient. It's also cheaper. If things get squeezed, then you might consider putting some of the information on the back. Double-sided cards are very common, and often that side is informative, and then another side that communicates something about the brand or the service. Popping some content on the back, like social media handles, might also free up some space. So I'm going to make a duplicate of this page, and so then I can work on the copy.
Oh, right. So you can always, come back to it later if needed.
Yeah, nothing worse than working away, realising it's not working, and then finding out you've gone over the original design.
I mean, there's Command-Z.
Yeah, but I think it more like putting a line in the sand, and so you can always return to this point. I personally use lots and lots of duplicates and then get rid of them at the end. So I've got a duplicate of this one-sided business card. I'm going to make another duplicate and delete everything off, and this is going to be my second side. I'll copy and paste some of the elements from the first side to the back, and then you can see how we're starting to space the elements out more.
Yeah, the beauty of a double-sided card is you get that flip effect.
The flip effect. Did you just make that up?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like the audience receives it one way and then they can turn it over and another way.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's like this extra step in the journey. So you might think about how you can add to that. Like, do you add in a tagline or a CTA on the front, something that connects the front to the back?
Yeah, I mean, the front could be really visual with your logo and then the back could have more of your information on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all starting to look really good. When do you know if it's finished or not?
Yeah, the creative process could go on forever, as we know. Eventually, we need to step away from it and get some feedback from your teammates or your boss or your client.
Yeah, this is actually one of my favourite features, the ability to collaborate in real time.
It's amazing. All you have to do is just hit the share button and you can directly enter their email or share a link.
Yeah, it's always great to involve others in the process, whether it be like a client or your teammates, even to just check that the spelling is correct.
A second pair of eyes is always a good thing to get on any design.
Absolutely. So once it's approved, I guess we're ready to print.
Yeah, before we get there, we need to talk about bleed.
Yes, I remember being so confused about this.
I know, it's actually surprisingly hard to explain, but it shouldn't be. Basically, when cards are printed, they need to be printed on large sheets and it will contain like multiple cards. And printers aim to ensure like cards are trimmed correctly, but things may move slightly. So creating bleed means you're creating an extra color or extending the image around the edges of the artwork. So it can be safely trimmed. It's super easy to add in Canva. Just do it like this. You just hit the show print bleed and expand the background image so it fits to the edge. For safe measure, ensure that about 5 millimeters from the edge of the card so it doesn't get chopped off when the cards are trimmed at the printer.
Yeah, right. And Canva really helps check that, danger zone, ensuring that all of your text and elements are a safe distance from the card edge.
Yeah. So once that's done, now we are ready to print.
Awesome. So I'm not sure if the audience knows this, but Canva can actually print them for you.
Yeah, it's just under the share button. You just go to print your design.
Oh, yeah, where the little delivery truck is.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Select your paper, what sort of finish you want, and the quantity.
And it comes with 100% happiness guarantee.
I know, I love that.
Actually, can I show you something cool as
Yeah.
well? Yeah, so if you have other people in your team that need a business card too, you can actually save this design as a template or share it as a template link, and it will create a whole nother copy for them.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. I mean, that's going to save them so much time.
Oh, absolutely. And it also, creates consistency across the whole business.
So that's the basics of how to create your business card.
Yeah, and I always suggest people to jump into Canva, play around with the editor.
Oh, we haven't even mentioned the thousands of business card templates that already exist ready to be used.
No, and they're a really great way to start. Like, everything is there ready for you, and all you have to do is just pop in your own details.
So I hope this inspires you to give business cards a go as part of your print strategy. Oh, you're still here. Well, if you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button down below, or even tell us what you want to learn in the comments section.